Hey friends, it is Stephanie and Inspiration, and you all got to pick out the ribbon, the mesh, and we're going to put that design to life tonight. So this is my first spring/Easter wreath of the year, so I'm excited to get started on it. And this one has a metal sign. It comes with 2 rolls of mesh. It comes with 4 rolls of ribbon. This 2.5-inch lavender purple with the yellow butterflies, the yellow, the ice blue stripes, and the little eggs. How stinking fun is that? So you get all of that in the kit. And yeah, so we're going to bring it to life. Some additional things that are not included in the kit are some pipe cleaners. I'm going to use my mesh roller, cutter, scissors, floral wire, and then I'm going to be using some cable tie mounts to attach it to the wreath frame. So I brought out 4 cable tie mounts and my DAP Rapid Fuse glue. Those are not in the wreath kit. All right, let's jump right in. All right, so this particular wreath method is only, or mesh, the method we're going to use, is only going to use about 1.5 rolls of mesh. So you will have some mesh left over. So I'm going to cut these at 20 inches, and I'm going to cut both of them at the same time. So we're going to cut, actually we're going to need 18 of them, 18 cuts with both rolls. So we're going to end up with 36 pieces of mesh. And again, they're 20 inches long. So let me cut away and I love it when it gets down to the end of the rolls because they just want to roll right back up on top of them. All right. Yeah, I told you wrong earlier that this method is going to take about a roll and a half. It actually takes up both rolls. It was a different method I was thinking. So you're going to end up using both rolls of mesh, and you're going to have 36 strips at 20 inches long. Can she do it? There we go. And that will take up pretty much both rolls of mesh. There's just a small piece left on there. Enough to hang on to. You know, of course, we don't want to, we can use this for curls or ruffles on another design. So I'll hang on to those. Okay. All right. Before we start adding mesh though, I'm going to actually prepare the sign. You can kind of figure out where you want to place the sign before you add the mesh. So now this view isn't the best in the world. It's not my normal view. I'm trying to get you a better, there we go. So I kind of decide where I'm going to put it before, as I'm thinking this along. And if I'm going to add bows, what kind of bows I'm going to add or where I'm going to place them. But this particular one, I'm actually going to offset the sign a little off to the side. And it does have holes in it at the top and bottom. So I can add a pipe cleaner to the top and bottom and attach it right there. I'm not a big fan of the pipe cleaner showing, so I like to add the cable tie mounts. So if you're not familiar with those, they're cable tie mounts. You can get them on Amazon, and they have like an adhesive backing, but that backing is not secure enough to hold it forever. So think about different environments. You know, Arizona, different places that it might get hot, humid, things like that, so that adhesive backing isn't strong enough to stay on there in certain weather inclements. So I always add some of that DAP Rapid Fuse glue, and it dries in 30 seconds, but I let it dry a little bit longer. So I like to get those cable tie mounts on just a little bit sooner. And of course, that's a personal preference. You don't have to. Let me do this, and then we're going to get started on that mesh. Okay, we're going to set that off to the side and let that cure and set up while we add some mesh. All right, so we cut the 20-inch strips of mesh. And these, after we open up our twist ties on the frame, we're going to make into curls. We're going to curl them up, and we're going to be putting 2 curls in each twist tie. Now this is the end of the roll, so it kind of naturally curls pretty nicely. So I'm just going to curl one up, hold it in my fingers while I do the other one. And you can always stick it, like if you have an easy bow maker, you could stick it in between the dowels if you don't want to hang on to both of them. And then I always try to take that cut edge and face it down, but we're going to put 2 curls in each twist tie. And I'm just going to repeat that process and put 2 curls in every twist tie. A little bit. I'm looking at it on my end. It's coming in from an angle. Coming in from an angle. Okay. So I just kind of crisscross them and put them in the twist tie and give it a couple of good twists. And we're going to repeat that all the way around. And this is what our wreath looks like with all the curls on it. And we use this natural mesh to bring out the brown tones of our bunny rabbits. So we're going to add that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and add my sign. No, I'm not, because I've already got my ribbon tails cut. So a lot of times, if I know that my sign's going to cover up the twist ties, there's no sense in putting ribbon tails in there, but I've already cut 18 of them in 2 different colors. So the wreath kit comes with this yellow glittered 1.5 inch gingham and this 2.5 inch purple with the butterflies and daisies. And then you also get these 2 rolls of ribbon, and we're going to be using those in our bows as well. Okay, let's bring some color into this wreath. And so I'm just going to fold that ribbon in half. I'm going to put the 1.5 on top of the 2.5, kind of pinch it or pleat it together, create a little V shape. And that is going to go right into our twist ties on our wreath frame. And hang on just a second. Let me switch back over here for a moment, so you can kind of see as the color starts to progress in here. How big, this is a 15-inch elevated work frame, Sandra. It's part of the kit. So this wreath kit comes with this wreath frame, but it is a 15-inch elevated work frame. And of course the kit comes with the mesh, the sign, and the ribbon. Everything, all of that is in this kit. All right, so now I'm going to start on the top row. I've got the bottom row completely ribbon tailed. It's been tailed. And we'll do the top row. And we can switch back to this camera view. There we go. Kind of get a better view of how full the wreath is getting. These ribbon strips, by the way, are at 13 inches. 13-inch ribbon strips. That one needs a little more dovetail. That's what it's looking like so far. We've got just a few more around the top, and then we're going to add a little more color. Just layer this on. 2 more to go, and we will add our sign. So let me zoom back out here, and that way we can see what we're looking at. So this is how big it is so far. You can see kind of compared to me. Now we're going to add our sign, and we're going to add some bows to this. And I say some because I actually want to put 2 bows on here. So I'm going to take my pipe cleaners, and I'm going to bring them down through the mesh and attach those to the wire frame behind the mesh. Okay, almost got this part secure, and then we're going to see what it looks like with the sign. So that's where we're at so far. Let's add some bows to this. So for this part, I'm just going to set this up on the wall, and it gives me a little more space on my table as we get ready to make some bows. So for this one, I'm going to be adding 2 bows, and those bows will be placed up here and down here. So we kind of have a triangle effect. So let's get started. Let's get this party started. I'm going to use the 2.5-inch purple, and these will not have ribbon tails. So they're just going to have tails as wide as my bow itself. And I am going to make about a 6-inch loop, maybe more, 5.5. Let's take our yellow dovetail these when I get done. And we're going to make a couple of loops with the yellow. Just a little bit shorter than the loop that we started out on the bottom. And let me zoom in a little bit. I know y'all love to watch the ribbon making, the bow making. I don't make the ribbon, I make the bows. But now we're going to integrate some of this other colors in here. And that will bring out some of the other colors in the sign. Already adding that blue, what do you think? That blue just made it. One thing with my Wreath kits is that you get the whole roll of ribbon. So I don't pre-cut anything because I want you to have the ability, the flexibility to choose how long you do your tails, if you want to do tails in every loop. You know, it gives you more flexibility, I feel like, when you get the whole roll of ribbon. And I've gotten feedback from you all that you enjoy that as well. I'm going to bring this one this way. All right. So there is our first bow. Let me get some floral wire. And we'll attach this to, or we'll get it ready to attach. We'll attach them both at the same time. So we're going to make both bows. All right. I'm going to repeat that. Purple. I'm going to change this one up just a little bit because I have more of the blue and pink. So I'm going to actually put blue next. Then do a little yellow. And I'm going to do blue again. So this one's going to have a little extra pop of blue. And some pink. Top it off with a little pink. And of course, the pink and blue, if you decide to do yours like I did mine, you will have plenty of that ribbon too. You could even do a couple of extra bows and definitely more projects with that, what's left on that reel. All right, now this one, I'm going to go down and take my wire through the mesh and attach the wire to, wrap it around the back of the wreath frame here. The sign is 12-inch diameter. And before I tighten it all the way down, I want to kind of position it, make sure it's facing the direction I want it to be. There we go. Marvelous. We've got marvelous. All right, let's add our other one. This one has the two blue ribbons in it. The first one we did one blue ribbon. Loops, one set of loops, but this one we did two. So let me dovetail it. Let me add this one, and I'll fluff it out just a little bit more when I get it on here. So remember I was talking about that whole triangle effect, right? So we're going here, here, and then up here. So you kind of have a triangle effect going on. All right, one more wire to feed through, and I've got it. I've got it. You guys are ready too? Yes. All right, let me fluff out my ribbon here, my bow. And I found one that I didn't dovetail, so let me snatch it up real quick. Yes. By the way, you all, Jill and I, my daughter and I were just talking today. We are almost at 50,000 followers on Facebook. So you lovely people have helped me reach almost 50,000 people. I think we're like 1,000 away from 50. So let me tell you, we're going to have a big party or something when we hit 50,000. Not if, it's when, because we will, trust me. Okay, let me finish fluffing this one, and then we're going to get a big bird's eye view. Kit that you all picked out, and I think you did an excellent job on picking out the coordinating ribbon and the mesh and all the things. So kudos to you all for helping pick out all the things for this wreath kit. And now I officially have my first spring/Easter wreath done of 2023. It still looks a little crooked. We got to have it straight because, you know, as soon as I get done live, I will be taking photos so that I can get them listed on Etsy. I have that. Hey guys, thanks for hanging out with me. Have a great rest of your Thursday, and we'll see you real soon.